Boys and girls, today we're going to be learning how to multiply decimal numbers times decimal numbers using the area model. Let's go. Here we have 1 and 5/10 times 4 and 1/10. So what we're going to do is to take the multiplier, put it to the side, 4 and 1/10. We have 2 digits here, so what we're going to do is to divide this box into 2 rows. Then for the top, we have 1 and 5/10, so we have 1 and 5/10. Again, we have 2 digits here, so we divide our box into 2 columns. And here we have 4 cells that we're going to use to multiply. Let's go ahead and fill our cells in. 1 is at the top, so it comes all the way into both cells going down. 5/10, the same, bring it all the way down. Now we have 4 going across at the top, so we're going to use 4 to multiply the 1 as well as to multiply the 5/10. And then the 1/10 here is going to be used at the bottom to multiply both 1 and 5/10. Now let's start multiplying. 1 times 4 equals 4. When I look in this cell, I see that I have both a decimal number and a whole number. So I take my 5/10 times 4. Because I'm multiplying a decimal number, I know I need to figure out how many decimal numbers should be in my product. There's 1 decimal number here, so I know that there should be 1 decimal number in my product. Let's ignore the decimal point for a while. 4 times 5 equals 20. Because there's only 1 decimal number, when I swing from the right, my decimal point ends right here. So I know that 5/10 times 4 equals 2. Let's go ahead and multiply the digits or the numbers in the bottom cells here. We have 1 times 1/10. 1 times 1/10. When I look here, I only see 1 decimal number. Again, this is my guide to tell me how many decimal numbers should be in my product. Let us ignore the decimal point here for a while. What's 1 times 1? That's 1. Because there's only 1 decimal point in my multiplication equation right here, I'm going to swing once. And so I know that 1 times 1/10 equals 1/10. Now, when we look here, we realize that we have 2 decimal numbers. We're multiplying 5/10 times 1/10. When I look at the top, I realize I have a decimal number here as well as a decimal number at the bottom. I have 2 decimal numbers here, so when I multiply, my product should have 2 decimal numbers. Let's ignore the decimal points for a while. What is 1 times 5? 1 times 5 is 5. Again, I should have 2 decimal numbers. I only see 1. This is why it's so important to swing. I'm going to swing twice to the left, and let's see what happens. 1, 2. As we swing twice to the left, we know that our decimal point goes there, but there's an empty slot here. So what are we going to do? We're going to annex a 0 here, and so 5/10 times 1/10 equals 0.05. Now that we have all our partial products in our cells, we're going to go ahead and add our partial products. I'm going to start with 4, but I'm not just going to only write 4. I'm going to write 4.00 as I notice that I have 2 decimal numbers here. Then I go to 2 ones, and annex 2 zeros. Then I have 1/10, and I'm going to annex zeros where necessary, and 5/100. Now I'm going to add. Now we're going to add all the partial products together. Let's make sure we have all the partial products stacked here to add. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 partial products. Let's add. 5 plus 0 equals 5. 1 plus 0 equals 1. Shoot the decimal point down. 4 plus 2 equals 6. And so my product is 6 and 15/100. Boys and girls, it is so easy to use the area model to multiply decimal numbers. Thank you so much for watching and subscribe. See you again. Bye.